I'm Mark Henderson. I'm a greenkeeper, and I started as a trainee greenkeeper in 1987. Moved down from Scotland to go to a golf club in Hertfordshire, where I was there for 16 years, and I was deputy course manager for 3 years before I left, and then I moved up to Suffolk in 2004 to a heathland golf course, and I was deputy course manager there for 3 years, and more recently up to Lowestoft, where I was head greenkeeper at a golf club for the last 10 years. The thing I love most about the job is being outdoors. You know, I've always played golf since I was a junior, and just being on the golf course and you know, seeing the golf course develop and evolve throughout the 4 seasons. You see it differently at all times of year. Well, the reason for, you know, setting up my own Lawnmaster franchise and my own business, I mean, I've actually gone into this with my wife, Kate, as well. You know, we looked into Lawnmaster, and, you know, from the initial observations, we were very impressed with what we've seen. You know, I made an inquiry about Lawnmaster. I actually looked at their website, and, you know, I was very impressed with what I'd seen. It was very professional, you know, it came across really well, and, you know, even without speaking to someone, I mean, there was a lot of information on the website and a lot of videos that you can look into with other franchisees. So, you know, even before I made contact with anyone, you know, I had a lot of information. Well, after the first contact with Ellie Parry, she spoke to us. We had, you know, myself and my wife. I mean, we had, you know, a lengthy conversation with Ellie, and, you know, trying to obtain more information. We then went on to arranging a meeting with Bob and Rachel, which was early December, and we met them, and we were with them for a good 2 to 3 hours. You know, we had a, you know, it's very informal, you know, sitting having a chat, and, you know, just sort of getting to know each other. And the you know, Kate and I actually came away that day, you know, clearly with more information, and, you know, we almost had it in our heads that, you know, that was what we would like to do. But we just prior to that, we'd actually done a little bit more research. We were able to, I think it was Ellie who put us onto one of the current franchisees, Colin, who operates in the Lake District. So, you know, that was very reassuring to speak to someone who was already doing the job. And also the icing on the cake really was when we actually went to meet Paul, based up in Norfolk, who was quite near my area, and you know, that was a whole new thing in itself, to actually see his operation and, you know, his office, his workspace, his premises, you know, his vans, and really what the whole job entails, to be honest. I mean, after doing a lot of research and, you know, speaking to all these people, we would obviously gleaned all the information off them and realised, I mean, you know, although we had all that, it was still a really daunting prospect to actually take on your own business and, you know, and buy into a franchise. And, you know, that was I wouldn't say it was worrying, but, you know, it's something that you've never done before. And although in my, you know, previous career, you know, you're organised, you can manage, you know, all these sort of details of running a business. But it's actually being on your own, and but it's not really being on your own. I mean, there's lots of help and support, and you know, I found that out along the way. You know, there's a lot of people there to help you, you know, within the franchise, and yeah, I mean, it was, you know, it was a little bit worrying, and you know, after discussing it with everyone else and family and so on, we really sort of made the decision. You know, it was probably about, you know, I had a 4-month period, you know, from first inquiring through to the training date, you know, here now in March. But it was really about, you know, a couple of months in, really. You know, the decision was made because we realised after that, you know, the actual process of setting up your own business, you know, you needed time as well. With the training course, I mean, although you're experienced at the job that you've been doing for a long period of time, it's still a little bit daunting, you know, that going into the unknown. And you know, thinking what to expect. You know, you always think you've got the skills and the knowledge, you know, to deal with the technical side of the job. When actually going out and you know, advising customers and providing quotations and looking after customers' lawns. But it's been a real insight in how to run the business, and actually knowing about how Lawnmaster operate, and the training as well. The software, and it's just, it's a lot to take on in a short space of time. But you do have an advantage because, of your previous career, you've got all those skills in place already. I've been very impressed with, from the start really, from the first initial inquiry, all the way through until now, being on the training week. And, the franchise, Lawnmaster has been, it's a well-established company. And that was the reassurance really for us that, it's a tried and, tested and a proven method, where, that method is rolled out, throughout every franchisee, with, using, the correct machinery and professional products and tools and equipment. With the initial franchisee package, what you're buying into is the area which you're going to operate, and the van, all the tools and equipment, and enough product to keep you going for several months. It's very professional, even down to the Lawnmaster uniform, which you will be wearing on a daily basis. Other things, the training week, actually learning about the business, all the training manuals and operations manuals, which you're never going to take it all in a week, but it's obviously all there. It's very precise. It's all laid out in front of you. There's a lot of things you can refer back to. It's not going to be easy the first few weeks, but I think, with all the help and the support and the manuals, etc., it's all there for you. And I think, most franchisees will be, up and running and, becoming established in quite a quick, period of time. Having the software package to run the business is, it's going to be extremely helpful. In my previous job, I actually ran a software system, daily management of the golf course, budgeting, managing equipment, machinery, staff, etc. And this is very similar, but obviously bespoke to the Lawnmaster business. So, but it's all about, although I'd been operating a system for several years, it's actually learning about the Lawnmaster system, and it's a step-by-step process. It's been tried and tested over the years. We're excited about it. Myself and Kate, my wife, actually moving into operating this business together, dealing with new customers. A hobby of mine has actually in the past been gardening and landscaping and vegetables and so on. So the interesting thing for me will be to go out and deal with customers, see customers, see their gardens, and try and provide them with a really good service, and maintaining their lawns with all the skills and knowledge which I've amassed over the years.